Hello, welcome to another episode of James Plays Nuclear Throne. Today we're going to do the daily, we're going to do steroids, we're going to go shoot some people with 2 pistols instead of 1. It's going to be great. Nothing can possibly go wrong. So we're going to try and keep the 2 pistols as long as it makes sense to. In terms of what I'm planning to do with the build for this run, shoot things a lot really fast. Maybe a bullet-focused build, even though I know those are kind of technically inferior. Although possibly kind of a laser sword, melee weapon, maybe if we find a jackhammer. Again, it really depends on what kind of mutations we come across. That was some pretty good dodging. I feel like I have to acknowledge that right there. I mean, it's kind of expected you don't get hit on the desert, but still, like, that was a bit of a barrage there that I skillfully maneuvered. So as per what I was saying before, we're not going to take trigger fingers. I think we're going to take plutonium hunger. Back muscle is tempting. Kind of that sexy seductress of rippling muscles across your back. Pop gun does make sense for us to take. Yeah, back muscle, given our choice of character, and choice of theme here today, it would make sure. I think that makes up for the previous one where I kind of just walked into that one there. So I think all is even with the cosmic causality slash luck slash superstition, whichever one of those you believe in. Extra feet, because people don't like it when I take it. I'm a shit disturber. I found out that's a Canadian thing. Shit disturber. They don't say that in other places. And I was talking and I was like, well, what do you call people who disturb shit? They didn't really have a good answer. Plasma gun. Yeah, sure. Sure. It's essentially a plasma rifle for us, so... but slightly more accurate. Although we're steroids, so... I guess... does that... I wonder if that cancels out. I'm already liking the extra feet here. And I know it's just so against the meta. It's just it's the wrong thing to take. It's just, it's so incorrect. Just like, my opinions are incorrect. Yeah, sure. And I'm taking the flame... This is a purely, like, emotion-based run. Like, no utilitarianism here. Get out of here, Hegel. No, Hegel's a... Who's Hegel? I don't know a lot about philosophy, but I know enough to get things wrong. Which is an interesting way of thinking about it. Laser brain. Sure. Kant is all utilitarianism, I think. I took, like, an intro to philosophy this year. So I'm basically an expert now. Like, I know everything there is to know about philosophy. You got any philosophical quandaries? Just come to me. I saw an article the other day about... and it was like, a long-standing philosophical question has just been answered. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Seems like an accomplishment for us. Like, go team. Yeah, you guys did it. Keep up the good work, philosophers. And it was, if a blind person doesn't know, like you've got a blind person, right? And they don't know what anything looks like because they've been blind their whole life, but they've felt objects before, particularly spheres and cubes. Like, they picked them up, right? Heavens, that is loud. Let me just adjust my volume here. That's better. But they picked them up. Sexy. And felt them. You know. Like, they can identify a sphere by touch. And they can identify a cube by touch. They know the cube is pointy and has 6 sides and, you know. And the sphere is round. But then when they can see, can they identify them by looking at them? And they recently cured, like, a bunch of people's blindness, because it's the 21st century. We can just do that now, apparently, which is amazing. Go us. Another victory for the good guys. So they cured these people's blindness, and then immediately, like, had a bunch of spheres and cubes, because that's obviously the first thing you do when you're, can see for the first time, is fulfill philosophical experiments, apparently. I think I'm going to stick with the eraser. And they were like, hey, do you know what these are? And can you, like, tell which one is a sphere and which one is a cube? And they couldn't. They actually couldn't. So for me, that's interesting for two reasons. One, because that's actually kind of an interesting thing to think about. Like, how, if you've been blind your whole life, how can you equate, all the kind of the learned knowledge you have of what things feel like to, there's no inbred knowledge of inbred, that's a weird way of putting it, inbred knowledge of what things look like, right? And furthermore, my bigger problem with this was, is that really philosophy? Like, I guess most or every science is technically philosophy. Like, a PhD is the PH stands for philosophy, doctorate. But I mean, isn't that more of like a physiology, like a psychology thing? Which, I mean, like I said, if you go on and get semantic about it, then yeah, it's technically philosophy. But I mean, that's not really kind of classical philosophy we're thinking about. That's like, neuroscience and physiology. Like, that has more to do with how the brain works than how, people work. Now, what is philosophy even really about? Please, that's a rhetorical question. I'm not inviting answers here. YouTube comment sections are not the place for philosophical... We're in a bad place here. I need to stop talking about philosophy. It's not done us well here. That's a guy with a car. Okay, health. Okay, I feel better. YouTube comment sections are not the place to be having philosophical discussions. If ever there was a true statement, that was it. I guess we'll go to the Crown Vault. Fine. Sawn off. I really like the eraser. It's really working for us. And the plasma gun is actually, I'm not going to give it up because we have laser brain, which is a logical fallacy, which I guess is part of philosophy. I learned that in grade 12 philosophy back in high school. Oh, little hunter, right. Gotta deal with this little shit disturber. Okay. I really don't like this position. I really like it, yeah, even less now. That was bad. Hey, 111 with only 20 hours left in the daily. Let's do another steroids run, now that we got that out of our system. Not taking the golden grenade launcher. And we're gonna do this. What are we at? 8 minutes. Yeah, no, we got plenty of time. I feel like there's probably that's unfortunate. Probably a substantial population of people that watch my videos, of the many that do, that probably watch like the first run in each video, which is always the worst run, and then are like, yeah, that's enough, he did poorly today. So the very few episodes where my best run is the first one are the only ones that they really enjoy. So I implore you, I mean, if you're still watching, then you're not one of those people. But I mean, if you are one of those people, but you are still watching for whatever reason, we're gonna take the plasma gun. But you are still watching for some reason, I implore you to either like skip to the good part, or sit through it. And you may ask yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. No, that's a Talking Heads. No, you may ask yourself, well, why don't you just edit the videos, you lazy shit? And that would be because I'm a lazy shit. Oh, that was efficient. Yeah, no, I'm lazy, so Also, I don't want to like have to voice over a new introduction and be like, hey, yeah, it's also a bit of a waste of recording time, and waste of my time, waste of your time. We're just sitting around, jacking each other off. No, that's not a pleasant image. Gamma Guts and Laser Raid. Alright. Rats. Come at me, bros. Broski. You know what I find really interesting is, or not interesting, but mildly amusing, is my favorite movie, Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. No, my second favorite movie, the Lego movie. The main character, Emmett, he's just Emmett the whole time. But you find out his last name is Brakowski. Like, what an awesome last name that is. Like, it's like kind of like The Big Lebowski, but not enough to be like it was a direct reference. It's kind of just a nod in the general direction of that cult movie. There's so much grown-up humor in the Lego movie. It's actually amazing. I love it. It's my favorite movie. Also, spoiler alert, Donald Trump is president business. Don't know if you knew that. But, yeah. The wall is actually just... Okay, let's try and avoid getting hit like that. Ooh, weapon, weapon, weapon! No. That's disappointing. Yeah, the wall he's gonna build, that's just code word for the Craggle. He's gonna glue everyone in place. I kind of like all three of these. I'm gonna go long arms. And then pray, mostly, and cross my fingers that we get a melee weapon. Like, we're bound to get some kind of melee weapon. I'm gonna pray it's not like a screwdriver or like a wrench, because neither of those are really gonna do any good by us at this point in the run. You may think that Eagle Eyes is a better choice, especially given we're steroids, and you would be what I would call correct. But, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, man. Ooh, I like this one. We'll find another energy weapon later. Yeah, we will. I had a pretty good run off camera the other day with the super flat cannon again. I've really fallen in love with that weapon. The wedding is on the 13th of February. You're all invited. No, it's such a great weapon because it's like the super plasma cannon, but not energy. Okay, let's see if we can. There we go. Get these rads. Check out that weapon. Is it cursed? No, it's not. Get all the ammo. Okay, we really need to get this. There we go. Got you. Plasma gun we're gonna leave behind. And we're out of here. Oh, right. I completely forgot about this. This was like an unintended... Okay, don't walk into laser beams. I actually physically jumped a little bit there. Last one, I promise. I completely forgot about the Cursed Crystal Caves. I was too busy inflating my own ego. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I fell in love with the Super Plasma Cannon because it's just too good. It's an amazing weapon, and I used to my favorite shell weapon used to be the Super Slugger, because the Super Slugger is great. It's Super Slugger is still great, but Super Slugger has recently been demoted to like second place behind the Super Flat Cannon, because the Super Flat Cannon with trigger fingers it's like a budget version of the Super Plasma Cannon. It's amazing. It's just, and I'm pretty sure it's more ammo efficient. Also, it's shells, so it's, you don't have to deal with the same problems you have trying to get ammo for an energy weapon. You know how hard it is to find energy cells in a post-apocalyptic desert? Like, for real, guys. What are these weapons that we're gonna pick up? Laser pistol, sure. Oh, hi, you're right there. Of course I walk into his bullets. Idiot. There we go. Yeah, I think we'll probably trade out the laser pistol. Because I remember how much I don't like it. Rabbit Paw. Paw. We're going to do logical mutations this time around. Ones that make sense. Wait, no. Like that, yeah. Um, we're also going to try this new technique called dodging, which would be great. Really great. I've been thinking about getting Enter the Gungeon. I'd probably play it only on camera, aside from, like, practice. And I think that... Oh, hello. Hello, baby. And I feel like a lot of the kind of the skills of this game are somewhat relevant to it. Before you ask, no, I'm never going to play Binding of Isaac. But some of the skills of Nuclear Throne are relevant in Enter the Gungeon. And as sad as it is to think about, Nuclear Throne is out. It's done. You know, believe it or not, they've actually supposedly finished working on this game. Glad I didn't at least get hit by 2 of those. I can't not. Like, it's the, we just, you know, we're just gonna have to deal with all of the exploding ammo because we just can't not have 2 auto crossbows. This is amazing. I love it. Bolt Marrow comes up. That is really just gonna. That's our, like, we're running down the field here, and Bolt Marrow would be that, like, the field being the football or rugby. No, you're not allowed to pass forward in rugby. The football field, the metaphorical football field of life. Oh, get it. And the Hail Mary pass to us to the you know, 4 yards outside the end zone is the is Bolt Marrow. That's the Hail Mary right there. I feel like I probably... Ooh, don't touch the fire. Don't watch enough football to make informed football metaphors. Then again, I don't care. You know, just you know. I watch the Grey Cup, which is like the Canadian football championship. It's like the Super Bowl. Only less people watch it. Also, Canadian football is actually slightly different. Oh, don't touch him when he's exploding. Don't touch explosions, kids. Good advice from Uncle James. Alright. These fuckers. Eat bolts, fuckers. Oh! I would be out of ammo. This, I'm not gonna lie, this was not a well thought out strategy. Yeah. No, that was not destined for success. Firing all of my ammunition at once and hitting mostly air. But with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope, while we didn't get very far, that you enjoyed the runs today. And we'll be back tomorrow with some more Nuclear Throne, so tune in next time.